and welcome to our second day doing math on our iPads together. I am so happy to be here with you. You should have your new math books out and ready to go. Make sure those are open to page 81, and you should also have a pencil with you as well. If you do not have those materials, take some time now to make sure you go get them. Pause the video if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to get started right with our Lesson 2 of Module 3 today. So take a look. I'm going to read you the I can statement first of our lesson today, which is add in any order. I can statement is both in your book and it's on my screen right here too. So I'm going to read this to you today. It says, I can show that when you change the order of addends, the sum stays the same. So we kind of did some of this work yesterday. We're going to keep going with it today. But we're going to start off with our Spark Your Learning. So I'm going to go on my next screen.
Spark Your Learning. How many trucks and trains are there?
I'm going to change that so that it does not shout that out at me. It's stealing my time to teach you. How silly is that? So it wants to know how many trucks and trains there are. So we're going to look at our chart or our table right here that says Toys in the Box as the title. How many trucks are there? Who can tell me? If you said 2, great job. How many planes are there? If you said 3, great job. And how many trains are there? If you said 9, great job. So our question is how many trucks and trains there are. So we're not going to worry at all about planes. In fact, if you want to take your pencil and X off planes, you can, because that's information that we don't need. We know we need trucks and we need trains, okay? So it wants to know how many trucks and trains there are. I'm going to click to our next page. How many trucks are there? We're going to do trucks first to go right here. How many trucks are there? 2. So I'm going to click on, oh, this is not wanting to go. There we go. We're going to click on 2. We're going to move it into my boxes here. You should be writing a 2 on your screen right here in your book. How many trains are there? Take a look at your chart for some help. 9. So I'm going to move my 9 into my box. Your 9 is going to go right here where my mouse is. 2 plus 9. Or we can change the order of our addends. So 2 and 9 are our addends. They are the two numbers we're adding together to get the sum. So we're going to now flip them around. We want them to switch places. So 2 is going to take the 9's place and 9 is going to take the 2 place. So we're going to make it so 9 gets to be first this time. So you're going to do or 9 is going to go right here plus 2 right here. Now, it wants us to figure out how many there are altogether. Reminder, you should have 2 plus 9 or 9 plus 2. And we know that the sum isn't going to change because the addends didn't change. I'm going to check and make sure I did this correct. Good job. We're ready to move forward. Now we need to figure out how many there are. So I'm going to do my circle and squares. I'm going to do them over here. I want you to do them in your box down here. I'm going to start and I'm going to do my circles for trucks. So how many circles am I going to draw? 2. 1, 2. And then I'm going to do squares. How many squares for trains am I going to do? Remember, we are not even thinking about planes right now. Not even thinking. How many trains? 9 squares. Draw 9 squares with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good. And remember, the reason I do circles and squares is so that I don't get confused. And if I need to go back and check and make sure I have 9, I'm not counting my trucks as part of my trains. So let's make sure I've got 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we are all good. Now to figure out the sum, what do we need to do? Count them all together. Let's count them all together and see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hold that number in your head. Keep 11 up in your brain. I'm going to click to the next screen. How many trucks and trains are there? Was it 11, number 1, 7, number 2, or 5, number 3? Hold up the right one. If you said 111, you are correct. You're going to write your 11 over on your book where my mouse is. 11 trucks and trains will go right here. All right, and if you need some more time to work on that, if you need to pause at any point, go ahead, but I'm going to move right along to my next page. First, my question for you is, how does the order of the addends in an equation affect the sum? If I'm adding 2 plus 9, if I change it to 9 plus 2 instead, is it going to change the sum? No, it's going to keep it the same. It's going to stay the same because we're adding the same amount. We're just changing the order. So if you could turn your page now, so you should be on the page with the butterflies, we're going to do our build your understanding. So I'm going to read the directions to you, and then we're going to work through this one together, okay? Kiki saw these butterflies on a bush. How many butterflies did she see? So first we need to figure out what our addends are so we can fill in our equation. It says, what addition equation can you write? So I'm going to first look at my yellow butterflies and count them to figure out my first addend. Alrighty, let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have a 6 that would go as our first spot. You can write a 6 right here where my mouse is. And then we need to figure out how many purple ones so we can figure out our second addend. So now let's count our purples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have our second addend is 7, so we're going to write a 7 right here. And then we are going to do 6 plus 7 equals, and we need to figure out our sum. How can we figure out our sum? Count them all together. So count them all together. Let's count them. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So a 13 would go right here. If you need help, that is a 1 and a 3. A 13 will go right here. Right there. I'm going to click on and see if it helps me. Oh, so we need to pick a right answer. Which one is it? Number 1, 6 plus 6 equals 12. Number 2, 6 plus 7 equals 13. Or number 3, 4 plus 9 equals 13. If you said number 2, you would be correct. 6 plus 7 equals 13. Make sure that this fact is right here for you. We're going to skip this part and we're going to go down to part B. I'm going to skip on down. Now we need to change the order. So our addends need to flip around and change spots, kind of like we were switching spots in line. We're still going to get to the same spot, but we're just changing our place in line. So instead of it being 6 plus 7 equals 13, what's going to be our answer that we write in this equation right here? Is it going to be 6 plus 7 equals 13? Number 1. Number 2, 7 plus 6 equals 13. Or number 3, 7 plus 7 equals 14. If you said number 2, 7 plus 6 equals 13, you'd be correct because 7 and 6 traded places in line, but we still got to the same spot. We still got the same sum. 7 plus 6 equals 13. Let's check and make sure we're right. Great job. Make sure you've got 7 plus 6 equals 13 written on this line. And then we want to go on down to how many butterflies total. Do we remember that sum? What was it all together? you said 13, you would be correct. Write a 13 down here at part C in your book. And once you are ready to move on, go ahead and turn your page. If not, pause the video and take as much time as you need. We're going to go on to step it out. All right. This says, how can one addition fact help you to know another addition fact? That's a great question. Let's see if we can figure that out together. So, A says, what is 12 plus 2? And it says, think. We're going to count on. Or, sorry, did I say 12? Whoa, Miss Meadows' brain is not working. I hope you caught that mistake. What is 9 plus 2? We're going to start at 9. We're going to put 9 in our head, and we're going to count on 2. So 9, and then 10. Your 10 will go there. And then next is 11. Your 11 will go there. Let's check and make sure we're right. So you should have 9, 10, 11. So 9 plus 2 equals what? 10, 11, or 12? 9 plus 2 equals 11. Very good job. So you should have an 11 written right there. 9 plus 2 equals 11. Now, we are going to change the order of our add-ins. They're going to trade spots in line. So if we know what 9 plus 2 equals, we know that equals 11 because we solved it up here. What other addition fact do we know? If we change the order and we make it 2 plus what? 2 plus 2, 2 plus 9, or 2 plus 10. We want to change their spot in line. Yeah, 2 plus 9. If we have now 2 plus 9, do we know what 2 plus 9 is? Yeah, we do, because we just solved 9 plus 2 and they just changed spots in line. So we already know that the answer is 11 because they just traded spots. So here you're going to write 2 plus 9 equals 11. Very good job. All right, now we're going to do our check understanding. So go down to your red title down here. I'm going to read this to you, and I'm going to kind of walk through what you're going to do. And in order to unlock your choices after this, you need to get a smelly star from Miss Meadows or a check from Miss Walter or Miss Brennan to say that you are good to move on. So I'm going to read this to you. Make sure you're listening. I'll read it 2 times. There are 5 green apples and 6 red apples in a bag. How many apples are in the bag? One more time. There are 5 green apples and 6 red apples in a bag. How many apples are in the bag? You need to write 2 equations. Your add-ins need to trade spots in line, but you need to figure out how many there are altogether. So you're going to write blank plus blank equals blank. Trade those add-ins so they're in different spots in line. Blank plus blank equals blank. And then down here you need to write how many apples there are all together. If you have a question, raise your hand and someone will come and help you. But try that out. See how you feel. If you get a smelly star and you do it correctly, you are free to move on. Otherwise, it was so much fun doing math with you today. I am so proud of the hard work that you've done. If at any point you need to pause and go back because you're thinking, I didn't quite finish this page and I want to get a smelly star and finish it, go ahead and scroll back in the video. Otherwise, great job learning today, little mathematicians. I'm so proud of you. Have a great rest of your day.